the average cycle for Bitcoin on the downside during winters is at least 12 months. We're not even there if you look at the November highs. Some people look at from the April highs, but I'm going with more the highest point there for the cycle. So I think you have to have one more flush. I also think, again, this is so representative of like the .com 2.0.
Hello, and welcome to the Daily Crypto. Bitcoin is currently bullish and has sustained 20,500 for a few days now. Are we preparing for an explosive move? And what's the next step? Is it finally time to go all in? Keep watching to find out as we answer these questions with Gareth Soloway, Chief Financial Officer of InTheMoneyStocks.com. Bitcoin has jumped up and is now hovering at $21,600, give or take some change. Is it time for a solid fist pump, or are we just getting our hopes raised for only a short period of time? Hear Gareth Soloway speak from his decades of experience.
You know, if you look at the chart, I mean, here I can show my charts here real quick. But one of the things that I'm a big fan of is that 2017 high, at least for a near-term bounce. And if we jump over to the monthly, you can clearly see, I mean, yeah, we pierced the line here, but that thing's holding. I mean, that is absolutely holding. So I got upside targets for me in the near term is that 25,000 level. So if I put a line, actually, you know, let's take a step back here. So number one, the high today, notice the high of this candle here and the high right here. So that is your near term resistance, right? 21,800. I do think it gets through there. I think this is just a minor resistance point. And then my target again remains 25,500 with potential to maybe get to about 28 and change thousand. So this is minor, this is major, this is major. I would be somewhat doubtful that we'll be able to get through 28 and change. I think this is a ton of resistance. I still think there's unfortunately one more big move down that's going to surprise a lot of people. But the market is finicky in that it has to make people start to believe in the bull case again before it can kind of rip it the other way. So we still have to get that little bit more of a move up, get some people thinking the lows are in, and then you'll see it kind of come back down again.
The resilience of the market in the face of the Voyager bankruptcy is a good thing, but where should we expect the market to go from here? Soloway explains it would depend on the psychology of the market, the way people work. Here is his analogy. If a market is made up of 10 people that all want a particular asset and they all buy that asset, obviously what that means is that there's no one left to buy that asset. So that's what happened with Bitcoin at its all-time high of 68,000. Everyone wanted to buy in, but then the sellers were very few. Soon holders became nervous that there were no buyers, so the price began to drop. The same thing could be said when Bitcoin went below the $20,000 support. Soon after, many people started doubting their positions. According to Soloway, that is usually the pivot point where there is a step reversal. Now that we've made that point, one might wonder, is the price movement based on sentiment or things that are happening at the macro level, like international politics and so on? Soloway gives a simple answer. It is just human nature in general. While some are bearish, there are also some that are observing the trends and are expecting little bounces, making money in baby steps, or as Soloway puts it, they are nibbling. Once you get enough people to nibble, Soloway says you can get an upswing. As it goes up, more and more people are going to be convinced, and they are going to FOMO all the way in, so you start having that reversal. He adds, charts are just human beings buying and selling, which is greed and fear. He advises that we trade the markets as though we are dealing with a person. So at this point, what are the lower levels looking like? What would the support be? Gareth Soloway explains it with a chart. Watch.
I still have this, and I'm just going to erase these lines real quick to keep it as clean for you guys as possible. But basically what you have is what I call a measured move calculation, which is taking that 69,000 high. We basically had a nonstop drop here. Then you had 3 months of almost perfect sideways parallel consolidation. And what you do is you take this distance and you map it out to this distance, and you end up getting basically 12,000. Also, 12,000 happens to be about an 80 to 85% drop from 69, which is the standard correction or bear market, bear winter Bitcoin has. And then also, lastly, you know, you have this level right here where there's a major support in here. So again, that's kind of what my next target downside will be. It may not happen. I'll tell you guys this is that I can, from personal experience of 20 years of trading, I can tell you that many times when I was saying, oh, this is going to be where it goes, it never went there. So in this situation, I picked up some of the hodl position at 19,000, and I'm going to add a little bit every like 2 or 3,000 lower. So now that it's below 20, or when it was below 20, it's kind of the beginnings of me dipping the toe in the water. And then essentially what I'll do is every 2 to 3 down, I'll just add a little bit more until I accumulate what I want.
What's your favorite altcoin? Drop your comments in the comment section below. In case you were wondering how altcoins are doing, watch Soloway's chart analysis.
But basically, Polygon had this beautiful little cup and then handle pattern, and then notice this trend line. And again, you know, part of it is, it's not that I don't think Polygon can go higher, but when you have a bunch of different positions, as you get in the money on them, you take just some off the table, put those in your pocket, because not only is it smart money management, but also it puts you in a position where if all of a sudden, let's say the crypto market does something I don't understand tomorrow or I don't expect, at least I cushion myself with those profits. So I took some on Matic and one other one as well.
Speaking with an expert with decades of experience, no one will pass up the opportunity to ask, is there anything we should be careful to watch out for in this bearish season? Soloway answers that charts are the most important, but he follows the macro as a form of forecast. The chief market strategist gives us a short guideline on how he thinks it will work. Soloway advises that we should ask the question, what are the signs when the market reacts and the Fed has to start backing up? Soloway says it's very likely that we would be pushed into a recession since oil is currently down by 20%, copper also down by a large margin. The average person will have to accept the fact, but as a trader, Soloway says you should be several steps ahead and position yourself for maximum returns. Now we wonder, is a recession going to extend the bear cycle the crypto market is currently experiencing? Gareth Soloway thinks it will ultimately be good for Bitcoin, but he adds that as we slide into recession, the Fed will bring down inflation, but unemployment is going to rise. Based on how quickly fortunes change in markets, is there a simplified rule for investing in crypto? The chief financial officer explains that every investor has their own risk tolerance. Some people protect themselves way more than others, so everyone should be aware of the risks they are taking on. Finally, what should informed newbies that are ready to trade know before entering the space? Gareth Soloway answers, saying take at least half your money out of your account because you will probably lose a lot in the beginning trying to learn how. Take it slow and learn. He adds that newbies can learn from people that know what they are doing before jumping in and trying to do it yourself. Thanks for watching this video. What are your hopes for Bitcoin in the future? Let us know what you think in the comments section below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. See you on the next one. Bye for now.